Cool. Awesome, thanks, Jim. So, my keeper to ASB Arena, Porniki. We have a fantastic afternoon at handball ahead of us here today, team. Had some great action from the women's games earlier, just starting with the men's fixtures this afternoon. We have about 15 seconds left on the clock before we'll kick off with our game, the first game this afternoon between Fruitflies and the Aguilas.
You just have to do
a lot of discussion here, officials making sure they've got everything around. People are finding out they've got less jobs than they thought. They're pretty stoked with that. But yeah, welcome. You have me again here. Not enough people complained about my commentary last week, so doing it again. Couldn't miss this game here between Fruitflies and Aguilas. We do have halfway through our round robin season, finally a matchup between first place Fruitflies, who have been undefeated so far, and the Aguilas, who are near on undefeated, just narrowly missing out against the Vikings by 1 goal. Well, last week, as we saw, the Aguilas had a fantastic game against the Spartans, absolutely running that home, and only letting in about 8 goals in total throughout the entire game. The Fruitflies also played strongly last week, managed to take out Vic Uni's 18 by about 12 goals, which is a really impressive feat from a team by Vic Uni that's been looking good so far this season. It's a big matchup here as each side looks to claim their spot at the top of the table. The Aguilas here could take it from the Fruitflies today with a solid win. The Fruitflies, if they can finish out first half of the season undefeated, they'll be thrilled being their 3rd year as a club in the Wellington League. And some key to watch here today. You'll see in the back three there and in pivot there, big strong players from Fruitflies and Luke Ireland and Jack Gallagher. They'll be looking to have a big game, put a few in the net for their team. While their man Cass, goalie, has been having an awesome season so far this season, which he kicked off with a fantastic first game against the Vikings there. He was looking great in the warm-up, and he'll be looking to put together a particularly strong match today as he's up against the goalkeeping powerhouse that is Yoshi and Stefanos for the Aguilas there. We saw the Aguilas back three and centre three really come together well last week. A lot of choppy and change in there, a lot of crosses there from the wings. So we'll see if they continue that this week round as they look to close out and finally put a win against this Fruitflies team. All right, the rest are signalling. We've got our hands up and the game is underway. Fruitflies with the first position. We'll see if they can make anything of it. Just going in for a few high fives first of all. Once the pleasantries are done, they'll look to make their statement and set the tone of this match. Good call there for Conrad to D up early. Whoa, we're seeing a very strong intent to engage the defence there to try and pick that gap early. There's fantastic pressure earlier. Big long pass out to far wing. Whoa, just can't quite get that early goal. Yoshi able to tip it over the post there and keep it out for the Aguilas. So early attack, a lot of promise there shown by the Fruitflies. Really trying to pierce the gaps there from the wings. That innovative long pass across definitely opened up the shot. No score coming from it yet. We'll see what the Aguilas can do in response. Here come the Aguilas, just getting that ball moving, building up that ball speed there. Looking to get their process right before they launch this attack. You're going to see that cross coming across. Fruitflies have clearly watched that from last week. They're trying to stop Lucas there and wing getting anywhere near coming across to create any disruption for their defensive team. Cassie looking for the fast break, thought actually better of it. We've just managed to steal the ball on attack without any shot coming. Let's make the most of this and make sure we get back down the other end and get our shot. Good call there. A yellow card being given to 17 there, Sam Hinton, if I believe correctly. And that's been noted down, our first yellow card for the match going in the first minute and a half. We're definitely seeing some physicality out there. Expect that to continue today, team. Both of these guys play a strong brand of handball. They don't defend or attack by any half measures. And here comes an example of that right now. Luke storming towards the defence, looking to engage them again, freeing up space for his winger. Can't quite get the shot away. The Aguilas coming across and covering well. Yeah, they're happy with that defence. There's a lot of threat being shown there. Oh, he's through, and he manages to sneak one into the bottom right there. First goal up there for the Fruitflies. Coming to Thomas Scott there. Absolutely piercing that gap on the right wing. He tried to do so on their first attack and just couldn't quite find the space he wanted. That time he snuck straight through and made no mistakes to convert that goal in the bottom right to take an early lead for his team. Palmer looking to go in. Oh, and that's a great save by Cass there. Yeah, the contact had been made. So the Aguilas will still have the ball, still their foul. In fact, Luke putting his hand up saying yellow card there, just to take some pressure out that shot. Palmer's still got a pretty decent shot off towards that top left post there, but as I said, Cassie's having a good season this season. He managed to get an equally good hand up towards that corner, push it into the post, keep that ball out, keep his team in the lead. Here come the Aguilas again, there's that cross coming on the wing, he's calling it, Thomas, he's trying to marshal that defence, stop that from happening. And Palmer coming again, looking for that space, can he get another shot across? Yeah, defence is meeting him early enough. Looking for a bit of open play attack here. Oh, another great save there by Cass. That was Cochrane, he made his way right through to the 6 metre, got the shot away, but Cash has had it well covered. Imagine to keep his team ahead despite 2 strong shots coming his way. He'll be stoked about that for such an early part of the game. Oh, just wasn't quite expecting the pass here on the right wing, just gets fumbled, dribbles out over the sideline. The Aguilas coming back on the fast break here, looking to make them pay for it. Yeah, and Cochrane does exactly that, no mistake made there as he puts the ball bottom right. Cass had his leg close, but just couldn't quite connect. And we had the scores even up at 1-1. Really, really strong defence there from Palmer, but he still manages to pop the ball across to his pivot there in Jack Gallagher, who gets his first goal of the game. He'll be looking to add a few more. As you can see, a rapidly flowing, quick scoring game of handball so far, team. Let's hope this continues. The Jimmy's there just taking some time to have a bit of a chat, get their plans sorted. Make sure there's only one ball on the court. Now here we go, we'll see what that chat was about, see what that plan was, what comes here on attack. That cross again coming from the ring from the right wing this time. Here comes Jason, pass the ball on again. Palmer looking for the gap through. And he called for the charge, he got the charge, he hit him hard. It's a turnover there to the Fruitflies. They're on a fast break here. Ireland seeing if he can get through. Just gets shut down there well between Rayner and Cochrane. They managed to keep him out from his clear shot. So we still have 2-1 in the Fruitflies. If you're wondering at home, there's a fast-flowing game. It's going to be hard to give too much insight in between without missing too much action. But if you're wondering why the ball from home, their team got turned over to the Fruitflies there despite the contact, it's because the rest have deemed that James Palmer charged into the defender there, initiated that contact himself, and therefore it's a turnover to the Fruitflies. Oh, and that's a great save by Yoshi to a shot coming hard at his bottom right. Saying, please, come on, do not see that save, let me have the ball. But no, the ball's still with the Fruitflies, ready to come back at him again. Looking to fake there, just has possession dislodged. He's noticing there's a lot of defence coming out on him early. They've clearly identified the threat he poses and they're looking to shut that down as quick as possible. So Fruitflies move the ball to the other side of the court. Oh, another shot there coming from the wing, another good save there by Yoshi. He's seemingly aware to the shots that Fruitflies are trying to put over his head between his arms. Just getting the hands up, tipping them over the crossbar there. So lightning fast attack so far by the Fruitflies. No real moment to pause and think. They get down the other end, they play fast. The Aguilas on the other hand, they take a bit of time to build themselves up. They wait to get the rhythm sorted, and here we start seeing that pace increasing. And Jason looking to attack and go in there and build space for his winger. Gets shut down well, nothing really happening, so they'll come back. They'll move it around again, they'll get that rhythm again, and then they'll go. Oh, great fake and spin. Yeah, he got a good ball through. Maybe just too much of a good ball through. Managed to sneak past Rayner there, come into pivot. And goes to turnover, so Fruitflies back again on attack. Still leading 2-1 so far. Oh, the pop ball to Jack. Whew. Looks like he treaded over the line anyways. But that would have been some goal had we managed to see that sneak through Yoshi's legs there, team. That pop ball, the juggle, the backwards underarm shot. Some real quick changes coming on here. It looks like they're swapping, the Aguilas putting Hinton on in there for defence, sending him back off again on attack. We'll see how long they keep that up. It can be really effective, but it can also be quite tiring. Look to make those additional metres running-wise when coming back on defence. Very high defence here coming from the Fruitflies out on Palmer, really looking to not give him any space work whatsoever. They know his feet, they know the space his feet can create. And a shot there, great shot there by Jason Roche, managing to put it into Cass's fingers. He got something to that, he's frustrated with himself. He got enough, near enough, There is the phone indeed. Near enough to get his hand to it, but it's not quite enough to get it past the post there off the hand. So we're now locked up at 2-2 here, team. 7.5 minutes gone. Great intercept there on the wing, but Jack's there to pick up the scraps and turn it into a superb pivot pass that he rockets into the top right corner, puts on another goal to take the lead straight back, making that 3-2. And again, we see that change there. Team Rainer coming back into pivot for the attack there. So it does look to be a defence attack sort of specialist play happening at the moment. Some instructions for the coach as he comes on. They're looking to build some room there. But the Fruitflies managing to still shut that down very effectively. And we're just really struggling to break through towards that 6 at the moment. Here comes one of those crosses we talked about last week. The team creates some space for the wing, but that is shut down incredibly fast there. Oh, jumps up, pops a shot. Castile's had it covered one ways. It hit his defender and went the other ways. Ends up in the back of the net, locking us up at 3-3. So here come the Fruitflies again on attack. Been a bit of tit-for-tat handball so far there, team. As we said at the start of the game, we didn't expect there to be a lot separating these two sides. Before Luke comes in, yeah, he felt the contact was a bit from the side. Referees agreed. So he didn't quite close the gap quickly enough to prevent the shot, resulting in a 7 metre, which looks like Jack Gallagher stepping up to have a go at converting here. First 7 metre of the game, we're almost 10 minutes into it. Yoshi, as always, the smiling assassin, he comes over, he hands the ball to his teammate, wishes him luck, says, here we go. Oh, and Jack will be feeling thrilled about that. Yoshi's endless list of skills includes 7 metres there. Jack managing just to get him off balance with a couple of pump fakes. Yeah, he's waving out to him, Yoshi's celebrating for him. That's a fantastic little lob over top, once he had the goalie off balance there to convert. Takes some courage to try and play skills like that against a keeper like Yoshi. Call for there, he's under pressure from the defence, looked for the shot, wasn't on, looked for the pass, wasn't on. And next thing you know, he ran out of steps to decide what to do, and the ball's been turned over to the Fruitflies. And again, they'll be looking to try and stretch their lead past 1, start building a bit of a buffer zone here, rather than it being back and forth. Definitely, you get a 2-3 goal lead that gives your team a little bit more comfort, a little bit more confidence going forward. Palmer saying we got call for sets down there, and with a bit of contact, with steps coming this end. We're just feeling like the contact's made early enough, sufficiently enough to award the ball to the Fruitflies. Oh, and there's an absolutely superb shot coming from the 9 metre. You don't often see those going against teams like the Aguilas. But Jansen, absolutely top quality shot, coming across from the left, leaps up, gets himself tall, gets himself high. That hang time is great, and absolutely punishes that ball bottom left, post to post. Not a lot that can be done. And in fact, with that, it looks like we have time off. It's time off for a change. He's heading towards the first aid counter, it seems. We'll check in with him later on, their team. He's holding his hand a bit gingerly at the moment. Let's hope he's all right. Again, one of those quality players from the Aguilas that they will not be looking to lose early. But his departure does bring Hussein into centre there at 23. Great fight by Palmer. Great fight by Palmer to secure the ball. He thought it had absolutely been done there with the call being out, but turns around and realises the ref said, actually, no, I'm doing you a favour here. I'm calling the foul made on you as you try to collect that ball. So it is still yours. Oh, a little bit of a breakdown in communication there. Just we see our new centre and Matt come on. He made the run across, looked to be a player coming around behind him, there just wasn't, and so the ball drifted out towards the touchline instead. And here come the Fruitflies again on attack, looking to try and really push. And again the ball through to Jack and pivot. And just like that, the Fruitflies have a 3-goal lead 12 minutes into the match. Again, like we said there just before, 1 goal up, you're feeling okay. 3 goals up, you got a little bit more confidence, a little bit more comfort moving forward. So they'll be thrilled to put those on the board there and get that early break. The outcome the Aguilas, they've got a job to do here. They don't want to let this get too much further away. Starts feeling a bit of pressure once you see that 4 number come up as a gap. Great save there by Cass on the wing. Great save there as they try to shoot low, try to shoot through the feet. can be a really effective option there, especially from right wing. But Cass strong on that, so there's absolutely no way that's going in. Have another crack. Jason comes to that little surprise round arm low shot there. And the Fruitflies up to that. Their defence playing really well today, as they have been all season, been a really standout for them. It's a goal scorer Hanson, he comes off for a break. Fruitflies running a few changes, giving some fresh legs on there. As they come back onto attack. Luke there spinning, he's looking for another one. Here's their chance to put that 4-goal lead up. Gets up, oh, thanks, could be an option there. Just floated in over Yoshi's head, but unfortunately floats it over the crossbar too. The Aguilas straight back onto attack. They're looking to convert this into a fast break opportunity, but the Fruit still back nicely. Palmer's in. Oh, and that is silky skills there. Silky skills from James Palmer. Coming across the left wing, not his usual position by any means, playing usually in left back. Besides, winger hasn't made it here yet. I'll take the spot, jumps up. And I tell you, if you wanted a better wing shot, you probably haven't seen one for a wee while in our league here. That spin on that ball is just incredible to then bounce that back in towards the goal. Yeah, Ireland looking again for that ball to Gallagher that's been so effective so far this game. Gets a bit messy. The Aguilas look for their own fast break. Comes across there, Lockie, he's up. And a big save by Yoshi. There's his first big one-on-one for the game. He's on the ground but needs to get back up quickly as the Fruitflies come back on attack. Pop ball over top to winger. Here comes Lockie again. No mistake that time. Manages to put the goal through and maintain the Fruitflies' 3-goal lead. We now have 7-4 as we approach the quarter way through this match. We're just saying, let's just keep it calm, keep it calm. Lucas has come on, he says, slow it down, get our processes right. We just got a great goal from Palmer on the wing, great individual effort. Let's get one from team effort here, eh? Here comes Hussein, great, did well to make some space for his back and his winger there. Tried the tip-on pass to make use of it, just didn't quite go where he needed it to go. So instead the ball drifts past the baseline, and the Fruitflies come back on attack again, looking to get that 4-goal lead. Yeah, definitely posing some, as you hear, a bit of fork going on out there, posing some threats to them on attack. They've come bursting with energy today, the Fruitflies, and they're really making a statement in the first quarter of this game. A little flick pass there, Luke, little dummy, little step, jumps up, sees the top corners there, throws it, just misses, and he's frustrated. He knows he don't want to start giving turnovers away without troubling the goalie. And again, we're still seeing that sub there, team. Hinton coming on there for the Aguilas in defence and coming back off again in attack. This time now swapping for Lucas there out on the wing. Maybe they've decided they need their pivot there a bit faster, so don't want to be doing that sub on attack. And that would be the reason why Palmer was out there in left wing on that last attack and could put through that fantastic spin shot. Here comes Houston. Oh, that's a fantastic spin. Jack's convinced, yeah, he's spun straight into him and therefore put on the charge, and you can hear it. He is pumped about that. And we have a timeout here, team called by the Fruitflies. They're absolutely thrilled coming off the court there. Feeling really energised, really pumped with that 3-goal lead. And with Jack managing to stand strong for that spin, see it coming, read the line the player was going to take, get thumped in the chest and say, well, that's a charge, I'll sit down and let you call it. So let's have a look, bit of a chat needed here from each team. Let's check out the moods here coming from each of the camps during their timeout break. Yeah, the Fruitflies are full of nods, full of smiles, just sitting down there having a drink. Cass said the comment, he agrees, he has a bit of a chuckle. We have a look over the Aguilas bench here. There's a bit of searching going on there. We've got Stefanos having a chat with Yoshi there. Again, amazing to see. Slightly younger, as I said last week, by no means inexperienced goalkeeper anymore, standing there giving Yoshi a bit of feedback too. So it's a fantastic thing to be doing for someone who's by many considered one of the best goalkeepers around in handball in New Zealand. Still wanting to see, you have a different perspective than me over on the sideline there. What are you noticing going on? What do you think we can do differently? The Aguilas do come together. They're coaching the class there. Time's about to be out. Get back on the. And the Fruitflies still all smiles. They all jump up, ready for their chant. They say, yeah, focus. Let's keep doing the same as what we're doing. Keep that concentration up. Things are working well. Whereas they're taking a bit more time just to get themselves set. Bit of a towel off. Make sure they got that grip on their hand. That's always an important part of shooting well in handball. That's their final warning to make their way back to the court. No time for a team chant there. You can get by the start. Again, very physical. Start. Imagine with 14 minutes and 27 seconds left in our first half. So here come the Fruitflies lineup's unchanged there. That timeout has given the Aguilas time to get Hinton on in defence there and make that sub without too much pressure. Shot there, another powerful shot, bottom left, looking to replicate that goal from earlier, but just doesn't find the target this time. And here come the Aguilas attacking fast. Rainer, as he's jogging on into pivot, just pops it off to his centre there. His ball moving. Just resetting on the 9 following that foul, and they look to build up that speed again so they can get themselves a clear shot. Oh, yeah. Puts his hands on, you apologise for that one. Just trying to get the ball in his hands. Foul wasn't quite dry enough in that timeout. This ball does slip straight through, heads past, and like that, the Aguilas are back on defence. Again, Sam Hinton swap back in, maybe just giving them that bit of extra height in the centres there on defence. They're seeing Jack, he's a tall man himself. Luke's got a bit of height behind him. I feel we need to try and match that there. Oh, comes in, a brave shot there from right wing without a huge amount of angle to work with. Almost snuck it past Yoshi there. But he manages to get his elbow down and keep that out. Here comes Palmer, yep. Looked to try and get it out to the wing, then try bust through, then thought, well, I'm here, I may as well try to take a shot. Nothing really much coming of it, they'll come back and try again. Here comes Susan, yeah, storm through. He realises I'm actually getting pretty close every time I attack here. They're not coming out to meet me all that early. Let me get a good 7 metres away. Far out, you're going to do that? I'll take a shot then, back myself to get it, and he does. And that brings us to 7-5, so Aguilas starting to claw back at that lead there. They'll be looking to try and get it back even Stevens before the half's out. Lockie's up, Yoshi comes out, manages to smother him there, and he feels he has another option but to try and get it over top. And by doing so, it means he also has to push it wide of the goal there. Great keeping by Yoshi just to really, really close him out on the wings and eliminate that as a scoring opportunity. So the Aguilas have a chance to go 2 in a row here and get that lead back to only 1. That'll be a much better place to be rather than the threat of being 4 down. Pass the ball out to Lucas, got acres of space out there on the wing and absolutely makes the most of it to put it in bottom right. And just like that, the timeout called by the Fruitflies seems to have been a blessing for the Aguilas. As they've come back out, bar that fumble earlier on, led to that turnover, come back out absolutely storming to bring this lead back down to 1. And with another quick turnover, they'll be looking to level it up with only about 4 minutes played since the timeout. Yeah, good strong defence there again by the Fruitflies. Yeah, Palmer's saying once you made the contact, probably worth letting me go so I can keep playing. And there's 2 minutes there. Gus Hazelton there, 2 minutes for that heavy contact that just lasted a little bit too long. Kept the player from rejoining the play. And he'll be off the court having a think about letting go a bit earlier next time. Yeah, Cass comes across really well. Absolutely smothers it, saves it with his chest. He had it covered that well. Lucas come running back. You might have heard there screaming sub, sub, sub. Yelling at Sam to get himself back on, get on the defence there. Time? 4 2 minutes.
9:16.
Sanger's back on there at 9:16. Looking to rejoin the Fruitflies fray. They'll be hoping that they don't leak in any goals in that meantime. In fact, here they are looking to try and get one of their own. Don't be too-faced about that contact there. They'll be looking to get themselves towards the wings, even with a closed angle, looking to get in, make it look like they have a bit of a shot. So they don't get that threat of being called for passive for having no intent at the goal. But they'll be definitely happy to take some contacts, chew off as much time as they can before they get back to full. And Luke looks to pop up and make that shot. Again, he's happy to be taking those contacts. He thinks maybe a bit of a push within them. Either way, less than a minute now left on that original 2 minutes. They managed to chew through half of it already by spending most of that time there on attack. Passive warning has come up here though. The refs are saying, well, you can't waste all the time, expect us not to call anything. Oh, contact made. Yeah, there's a bit of a raising of the eyebrows, thinking what's going on there. Bit of complaints actually from both teams here. Luke coming one way, coming back the other. Palmer feeling like it might have been steps, but there's a bit of a bounce in the middle that might have saved them there. And here come the Aguilas back on attack. They've only got about 20 seconds left of the man up. Can they make use of this advantage, make use of the extra space it gives them on the court, which with the mobility that their back three showed last week, should provide a great opportunity for them. Oh, and that is an absolutely incredible backhand pass there to the pivot from Hussein in centre. Pass back into Rayner, who's standing there waiting for it, clearly knowing that his teammate has those set of skills and makes no mistake with the opportunity he's given. And just like that, we are back to 7-all with 9 minutes left in that first half. So the 3-goal lead that the Fruitflies took into that timeout has evaporated within the space of 6 minutes. In fact, they are yet to score since that timeout. All action going Aguilas' way. A fantastic save by Yoshi, full stretch. Originally, our ref there down by the goal, and they might be goalie's ball, but our ref here on the attacking side, seeing a bit of contact differently and saying, no, we do have a foul there. Ball goes back to the Fruitflies, and here they come again. Oh, dangerous sidearm managed to sneak away there. You might have expected he was thinking there might have been a bit of contact, sort of expecting the foul to come after he got the shot away. But the refs deciding actually, no, you had a clear enough go at it. You can play on from there. Again, the wing shot posing no too many problems there for Cass. He's got it well enough covered that they're trying to push it too wide to get it past him. Just leading to the ball, passing that far post and heading out instead. Let's have a look at what we can learn about the Fruitflies attack here from our up top camera. You see you got Luke Island there at right back. He gets that ball moving. Corner there, number 10 in the centre. Oh, thought about the pass through to pivot. Noki's coming across there and the pivot from the wing. Oh, and his best shot all day. He thought he had finally got the ball in there. Finally managed to sneak it past Yoshi, but has been called for a line. And so the goal won't be counted. Well, stepping over the line, you see that little bit of an unfair advantage against the goalie. You get a little bit too close. And therefore the goal has been disallowed. And so the Fruitflies back to full again on this defence. A little bit less room for the Aguilas here to work with, but they're pushing it anyways. And pushing it enough. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for another 2 minutes.
Can I get a time?
No.
Yep. And we have time out there called by the Aguilas at the same time as well. They'll be saying, hey, we're back to level pegging. We're saying, but we've got a 7 metre, shall we throw that first? The coach is saying, no, we're pretty keen to have our chat, have our time out. So we'll pause it there and get the lads back on for the 7 metre when they're feeling ready. So with that 2 minutes there to Jack Hansen, that's going to put the Fruitflies a player down again until we see the time tick over to 5:24. Giving the Aguilas all the opportunity in the world to not only have clawed back that early lead that they gave away, but look to post the leader themselves heading into this half time. Very different mentalities in the huddle as we come into this timeout. The Aguilas again looking a lot more confident. I wouldn't say they're absolutely celebrating or yahooing any of this. They're just thinking, okay, we've got ourselves back to essentially 0-all. Game starts again here, and the coach is urging them to treat it like that. Focus and make sure we make the most of this opportunity to get our own lead on the board. The Fruitflies looking a little bit frustrated. Slightly more energetic words there by Luke Island. Gallagher's got his hands flying, saying to them, we need to hit, you need to go, you need to make sure we get something done. I'm not close enough to hear exactly what he's asked them to get done, but the hands tell me it's an important thing to get done. Both teams want to take the full time here to chat. The Aguilas coming in for the team call this time, the team chant. Didn't do that last time. They're clearly feeling a lot better about themselves. Here comes Palmer against Cass. Oh, Cass almost had it. He got his hand to it. We saw a 7 metre save against Palmer last week as well, and Cass almost made it another one. But with that 7 metre, the Aguilas do take that lead, 8-7, with 7 minutes thereabouts left to go in the first half.
What time is it? 2 minutes.
5:24.
5:20.
In fact, 7 minutes 04 left in this first half here, team. The Fruitflies looking to instantly claw back that lead, get back on level pegging. they'll be dreaming of the 3-goal, almost 4-goal lead that they had there at that time out, the quarterway stage. Oh, the Aguilas team, they had a turnover there. In fact, the ball's been thrown looking for that fast break. They're calling for clarity from the refs. They're calling, saying, where was that foul? We thought we had a clean turnover there. But nonetheless, we had the Fruitflies back on attack. Yeah, and a good effort there from Thomas to put it into that bottom right corner. Yoshi just had a little bit too much time to make the read there. Managed to get his hands down to it, parry it past the goal, and put the Aguilas back on attack up the other end. And here they come, all a bit of a loose pass though, and Ireland's got them straight back on attack. The Fruitflies here on the fast break. And making sure to convert, bring it to 8 apiece. And with that goal to Brendan Courtney there on that fast break, we are back even Stevens at 8 all. Here come the Aguilas back on attack again. We're back to that tit-for-tat handball that we saw at the start of the half. As we said, we did expect it to be a close game. Cass making another strong save on the wings there. Absolutely killing those bottom shots. St. Aguilas going to have to think a bit harder, get a bit more creative, get a bit more ball movement going to sneak through those goals against me. Chatting with his team despite making some strong saves from that, saying, where's his hand, where's his angle coming from? Is there anything I'm missing out there? Luke again posing some threats there on attack, really making the defence move, making it think. But between Palmer and Houston, they're coming together nicely, closing off well. Oh, yep, he got the shot away, he got a bit of space. If only that had been on the inside of the post, then it absolutely would have gone through. Unfortunately, it isn't quite on the inside, and so instead the Aguilas are back on. Palmer's up. Had Cass beat on his feet, but just managed to miss the goal. Fantastic fast break pass from Cass. Way to regather, get that ball across to his players out on the wing there. But the Aguilas also managed to come back well and stop it from turning into a scoring opportunity. And so here come the Fruitflies again. Let's see that ball movement from up top. See what sort of speed they can get on it there. Here comes Angus. He's looking to push it through. Oh, wonderful pop pass through to Jack and pivot. He couldn't quite secure the ball, managing to push it back down onto his own foot. We have a time-off called as the refs try and see if they can get a bit of agreement on what happened there, on whose ball it should be. And the call's been made. Someone's disappointment as a call in Wellington handball. But the call made that the ball should stay with the Fruitflies and they remain on attack. Here comes Aaron again, looking to get that shot off, or just not quite finding the radar. Not quite getting that on there today. Couple of balls gone on the outside of the post rather than the inside. He'll be looking to remedy that at half time. Coming out well to close off that pass to Palmer, really having to make Houston think a lot there in centre about where his players are, where is that ball going to go to get some movement. Ireland's coming off and closing out that option there. Another shot from the wing. Oh, Cass again making 3 of those saves in a row, feeling absolutely pumped about it. Only to look up and see a 7 metre being called that he's not particularly happy there with. Palmer looking to convert once again. Can Cass get another touch? Can he get more? We're waiting. Yeah, it goes the other side this time. Sneak it through. And that puts the Aguilas ahead by 1 there again, 9-8 as we come out to the dying stages of our first half there. It's nice to see Cochrane lining back up again on the sideline there. Clearly his hand's feeling okay. He's ready to get back on. Yeah. Just saw too much space, was too tempted by it. Thought one more bounce and I'm through. The refs can count to 2 though, and know that is the second bounce. Can only do here in handball. And so just like that, we have the Aguilas back on attack with that turnover there. Their chance now to get a lead of more than 1 for the first time in the game. They're looking to go 2 goals up here. If they can go 2 or 3 up at half time, they'll be feeling on cloud 9 after where they were at that 15-minute mark. Cool, a lot of flying contact, a lot of bodies clashing in the air there. Cass is absolutely pumped by it. He's screaming, Cochrane's grinning. There's a lot of action, a lot of energy had out there. No love lost between these 2 sides. Oh, but manages to recover, almost turned it into a threat. Get the ball back out there to build some space. Oh, Jason Rose jumps up, looks to launch the shot. The coach is happy with the shot, just happened to hit the post and bounce out rather than hit the post and bounce in. You always feel a little bit robbed as a shooter when you manage to do that. Nonetheless, the Fruitflies have a chance to even it up again going into the half time here. And he gets around the defender. Managed to bust through that wee bit of contact that's led to this foul here and get the ball to pivot. They just didn't see Chase Roast retreating there, having run for the fast break. He was hustling back to get back on D. Fruitflies hadn't seen him look to fire that quick pass, which he manages to just come across and intercept nicely. Palmer manages to break through, but Cass again coming across. He's up to it on the save, and we'll reset for that contact. Aguilas get another chance here again to get that 2-goal lead. You feel there's about 1 or 2 attacks per team left in this half. So we're looking to score here, keep the Fruitflies out. If they can come back once more and score again, there's 3 goals up. And as we said before, they'll be thrilled with that. And in fact, there's one of those goals. Having had a bit of a shaky start when he first came on, Houston replacing Cochrane from that earlier injury scare, he's really got his rhythm going now, really come into his zone and managed to put through a really good quality goal there in the midst of some heavy contact, still sneak it through under Cass's leg. Another good save there by Yoshi, the wing shot again. Oh! And you can hear the reaction there, team. Time out as we sort of see what's happening there. Generally pretty protected area for the goalie as they're inside the 60, especially a real shot. And he's just coming out to grab the ball. The Aguilas coach is saying, yeah, seriously, I mean, is any of that needed? It's a bit of a heavy contact. The refs are having a little bit of a giggle, but they know it's been an accident. Yeah, and no surprise to see the 2 minutes there. Some instructions here coming from the Aguilas coach towards Tim there in pivot. They're saying, hey, here is our chance to go 3 goals up before the half. In fact, with 1 player up for the rest of the half completely, let's see if we can't even push it and get more. 45 seconds, you would expect them to really only get 1 more attack, so to get that 3rd goal, if they did manage to get 4, the Fruitflies winning, something's really gone wrong. But again, Cass making a fantastic save there from the wing shot, rebounding back out into the winger who shot it there, turning it into Fruitflies ball, and they'll be very relieved not to let in a goal there. That just gives them the opportunity in possession with 1 player down, 20 seconds left in the half, just to chew down that clock, wait till there's a few seconds left, and head into the sheds 2 goals down, which if you'd seen the match situation at 15 minutes in, and who knows, with our technology, that might have been the last point you watched, and we've now skipped ahead till now, you'd be pretty shocked to see the Fruitflies being 2 goals down, but actually with the way the Aguilas have come out and played since that time out, they'll be thrilled with only being 2 goals down there. And here's the 2 minutes back again as well. Palmer's arguing his case, he's got a bit of a wry smile on, but he knows he has to make his way from the court there. With the clock bleeding out down to 0. This will likely be our last shot there. They know they've got a couple of seconds. Luke's going to look to make a run up. And here he comes, he's up, and oh yeah, it's always going to be a challenge when you've got a wall like that in front of you and you're the only player that they know who can shoot. So a few high fives. It's been a very physical, very close contest. Only 2 goals in at half time. The Aguilas have the lead 10-8. They get an amazing turnaround from that first quarter with our 3 goals down, looking to go 4 goals down almost for a period of time there, and really feeling a bit out of sorts. They've come back on after that timeout at the quarter stage, put together some really strong handball, some fantastic efforts in attack, and managed to get themselves 2 goals up. Been really interesting to see with the Aguilas today, a bit of changing, not from the back 3 while they're on attack as they were last week, but in this case they're actually subbing their players off between attack and defence. So they've got Sam Hinton, who's coming on almost as a defensive specialist there in the centres, just providing that bit of height there on the block, bit of physicality there against Jack and pivot, and then something back off again when the side goes back onto attack, usually for the left winger it seems at the moment, which has been Lucas and Jimmy Cochrane between them. So a lot of energy there, a lot of organisation required to really get those subs going on the halfway and get them going smoothly so you don't lose anything on attack by being a player down or open up any gaps on defence. But it seems to be working for them as they've been trialling it in that second quarter there. We'll let the teams have their team talk, sort of get themselves lined up, and then I'll sort of lope around awkwardly and try and make eye contact with a few people, see if they'll come and chat to me once they've done their important stuff, and see if we can get you any insights to their team for the second half.
Let's restart this thing.
Oh, that's right, we do have to do a restart there, team, so just that'll be a bit more accommodating. Seems to be a bit more of a jovial nature coming from the bench here. Let's have a look, see if we've got anyone here willing to have a chat to the viewers at home. Dave Allen's been volunteering.
Yes, the New Zealand Federation. Second half stuff.
As the president, he's been nominated. Good, David. Yeah, thanks for taking the time to have a chat with us there. So what do you think of the first half so far?
A really tight and low-scoring game, 8-10. Both sides' defence is working really hard, and each offence is really struggling to get a decent shot off. I think Yoshi's pulled off some great saves and goal. He's really kept that score down from the Flyers side. But it's second half. It's anybody's game at this stage.
Yeah, very much so. And 2 goals in it. Like so, you kind of hope when you're on the opposing team to Yoshi. Hope it's a bit of a low-scoring game, knowing what he can do in the goal, right?
Oh yeah, always a battle. But hey, it's a great game. It's really physical, both sides. Great passion shown out there. Neither side wants to give an inch. It's going to be an interesting 30 minutes.
Yeah, a lot on the line. Well, good luck to you guys in the second half.
Thanks, James.
Yes, thank you. Their occasional goal. As I said. Tough, very tight contest, and here we are back in it. Can pull away.
He needs to be corner wing.
Right, so I'm just having a look to see if I can get the clock and the score back there for you. But I'm having a bit of technical difficulty with that, so we'll keep our focus on the action there for now until we can see about getting that up and running. Cast making a great save to start the second half. He's been having a really strong game. I'd love to hear from him afterwards about how he's felt about his performance so far today. The Fruitflies now back on attack, looking to see if they can chew back on this 2-goal lead, get themselves back even Stevens, and then look to build from there. Couple of subs, couple of calls for some changes coming from the bench here from Luke Island about positioning. See what they're doing. Got Thomas Scott there coming on into right back in place for Ireland. And their early attack, managing to get close to line, worth popping up a shot, can't quite convert it though, knowing they had the foul in hand, they'll come back and try again. And he's up, looking to replicate that absolute cannon from the first half, but just can't quite get it in this time round. Yoshi again up to making a fantastic save to protect that 2-goal lead from the Aguilas. There we go, looks like I might have got that scoreboard back up and running. We'll keep an eye out on the action there for now, try to provide you on some insights, and once we get a bit of a chance, we'll see if we can get that lines up with what you see on the scoreboard out there in the team. Strong pass from Palms, tries to get that speed moving. Here comes Jason and right back. Oh, great pass to Rayner there and pivot. Aguilas managed to take that 3-goal lead. Coach absolutely thrilled with Jason, or perhaps he's called him to come off. And here comes Jarvis for, I believe, the first time this game. It's unusual for him not to have graced us with his appearance earlier on.
He was on first half.
There you go, he was on first half. Too much action going on to notice it in the mix of it, I guess. Well, he'll be looking to make more of an impact in the second half, make sure his name's more noticeable there on that score sheet. Oh, again, another really strong shot to the corner, but another really strong save there by Yoshi. He does tumble into that post afterwards. We'll be hoping not to, of course, cause any damage there, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is that the ball didn't go into the goal. It doesn't matter if he does himself. Yeah, coming around again, looking at the angle again, looking for that bottom shot through Cass's legs, but Cash is happy enough to keep it out there the way he's been doing all game long. Says, you keep coming and shooting those, please, because we'll keep taking the turnover from them. So here come the Fruitflies again. There's not a lot of build-up time to the attack. They're happy to get there and play fast from the get-go, feeling confident in their skills to do so. Right, so I believe you may not have a clock on your screen at the moment there, team, so I'll keep you updated time-wise, but hopefully you will be seeing the score. It is currently 11-8 to the Aguilas in the second half there. If you're just joining us, we had an absolutely intensely fought first half there. Oh, and there's that goal. He's been working on that all day long, he has. Number 12 there, Bird over on the left wing. He's been trying to get that shot up over top of Yoshi's head all day long and finally had some success, and he's feeling happier about that. Much needed goal for the Fruitflies. In fact, when we look at the score being at 9 goals there, that's their second goal in the last almost 20 minutes. So they'll be absolutely stoked to try and get that ball rolling again. You got the time there for 2 minutes?
24-36.
Yep. Sorry. And along with bodies flying everywhere, we have 2-minute calls flying everywhere, team. I tell you, man, Gus here on the score sheet, he's having a hard time running them all in. And Palmer managed to sneak through another shot there from the 7 metre to immediately bring back that 3-goal lead there for the Aguilas. Cass working hard, he got close to saving that first 7 metre there from Palmer, just hasn't quite been able to keep any of them out. Hasn't quite managed to get the touch again since, but we have a bit of a game of 5-on-5 handball here for a few minutes, team, as both teams coming in defending really hard, which does push the risk of those 2 minutes. Yoshi managed to make that save well. Has seen enough shots coming that he's got that read, he knows it's coming tops. Baits him to shoot there and then just comes across and cleans up the ball nicely. Bit of a giggle there from the Aguilas. I thought it might have been a misunderstanding. There is potential for maybe a turnover where he picked up that ball down there on his own defensive line, but alas, play carries on. Gallagher looking for that fast break, just gets pinned down a bit too quickly. There's a bit of space opened up now. Oh, fantastic defense from the Aguilas. Absolutely fantastic hustle there by Tim Banks to come across and make sure that pass didn't eventuate into a really open wing shot for Bird, who's just scored a fantastic goal on the attack before. Here comes Thomas, yeah, just getting shut down by the Aguilas wing defence here. They're really stopping that ball transitioning back to the centre as well. Really starving the Fruitflies of scoring opportunities. They'll be looking to try and create a few more, try and get the momentum swinging back their way again as they had it at the start of this game. Yeah, Jack, knowing the foul's coming, thought let's try and pop the risky pass. It does get intercepted, but no harm come from it. And the Fruitflies look to move the ball again, create another opportunity from the wing. Oh! And talking about getting your shots right second half round after adding a decent chunk of practice in the first half. The left winger there for the Fruitflies just really coming into his own and throwing a couple of really high quality shots there against the Aguilas, getting it back down to 12-10. With that, Angus is back on for the Fruitflies, back to full there with their 20 coming back on. They'll be looking to put in some big defence here to keep the Aguilas out, go back to bring the score to within 1. Here comes Palmer on attack. Aguilas got a second pivot as Banks comes across. Cochrane, the fake and then the pass to wing. Again, a fantastic save by Cass, that low wing shot. Yet another 2 minutes. We'll see who to and what for in a second. But it is another 2 minutes. You really do have to leave the court. And so we have another 2 minutes there to Thomas Scott. He'll be back on at 21-24. As that leaves both Thomas Scott for the Fruitflies, number 49, as Palmer converts another penalty to bring that lead back out to 3 and protect that buffer zone. The Fruitflies now again back to 5. Aguilas have come back to 6. I tell you, as hard as keeping track of who's been on the court, is keeping track of how many people are actually on the court for each team at the moment, with the amount of 2 minutes flying either way. We now have currently 5 for the Fruitflies and 6 for the Aguilas. The Fruitflies, however, they're not looking to slow the game down actually at all. This is some high energy attack. They're recognising that, yeah, we are a man down, but we're also 3 down on the scoreboard. Oh, Luke taking a really heavy landing there from that contact. And we have time off as we wait and see if he's okay there. He looks to be getting up slowly, hobbling off, but he is up and he is walking, which is better than neither of those two things happening, especially with a heavy contact on your back on the floor there. Yeah, he's stretching it out. The ref just doing a great job to check he's okay, make sure we look after our players' well-being and safety here. Still rolling his shoulders, but looking fine to continue the play. In fact, here he is again, putting some pressure on those knees. He's up, tries to look for the low shot this time around, but Yoshi's there. He managed to make the catch. We're looking for the fast break, just didn't quite spot him. Cochrane there on the wing. So here comes Jarvis on the other wing, looking to make some space. Just gets a strong contact there from Angus and he won't get through. Here comes Palmer again, moving that ball nicely. Newsom managing to get quite close to the 6 there in centre. Yeah, Banks is really having a tough day out there on the wing today. He's had a lot of opportunities to make his shots, but Cass has really got his number at the moment. Very similar to what we saw the other way around in the first half there, with Yoshi managing to get those wings covered. So Banks will be really looking to try and get that shot through, try and make a score, rather than have the ball just bounce back off Cass there for a turnover. Oh, look for the pass pivot, it just wasn't on. Cochrane was also marking the pass back, and here he comes on the fast break. He's up. Cass with a huge save. Followed up on the rebound. Oh, it's all going on. Ireland's really not sure how the ball hasn't ended up being his. Is even more livid at the idea they could then try and take it quickly when they weren't quite set yet. But things have finally settled down from an absolutely action-packed 30-odd seconds of handball there. And we'll start to build the attack as we usually would. Gallagher's sneaking back on and come back to full. Sort of ghosting Jarvis right behind him there, hoping he can sneak in and get a steal. But the Aguilas had spied him coming, we're aware of it. Jarvis says, okay, well, just take the ball into the middle, let's make Gallagher get back on the line and set the defence properly, and we'll go again. Jason Roche subbing on there into right back, which puts Jarvis into right wing. Position he's scored a lot of goals from this season. He'll be looking to get a few more from there. Again, really strong defence there from the Fruitflies. Oh, and a bit of a miscommunication. Yeah, Luke Ireland getting really frustrated with a couple of calls there. He just feels haven't gone his way. The bench is reminding the teams that the refs are really looking at that back chat this year, really looking to keep it to a minimum here. So watch out for him getting a bit of a warning. Oh, but just like that. Oh, and Ireland managed to score a fantastic goal despite a lot of pressure there from the side from the Aguilas. And Jimmy Cochrane looks a little bit bemused that he's getting another 2 minutes, but you'd definitely have an argument to make about a bit of a hit from the side, especially during a fast break there. Leading to that 2 minutes down the other end. So Luke Ireland have been a bit frustrated from a couple of calls there. Hopefully that will help them let off a lot of steam there, making the intercept himself, making the charge down court, managing to keep his composure despite the contact from the side, and convert it into a goal for his team, bringing it back to within 2. And again, as we play sort of musical chairs on the handball court today, the Aguilas are down to 5 once again. The Fruitflies, I believe, are back at 6, but you never really can be too sure about those numbers over the last 10 minutes, with 2 minutes just flying absolutely either side. So here come the Aguilas' turn to try and chew a bit of time off the clock, again with a 2-goal lead, but a man down. They'll be looking to pose a bit of a threat, keep the refs happy that it's not passive play, but we're fairly happy to take their contacts and just run down that clock.
You had that chance, you need to go through.
Coach there for the Aguilas.
18-19.
The coach there for the Aguilas giving a good shout to Jason and right back, saying, look, you got a gap, just really try bust through it. Perhaps the mentality of we're a man down, let's try wind down the clock, just coming through a little bit too much. Passing up a golden opportunity to hit a gap and shoot.
Time here.
And we had a timeout called. Timeout called by the Aguilas coach.
You don't go away.
So when did he call what happened?
He called it well before he got turned over. A question is being asked about why the ref was touching a coach. That is probably a valuable question in most other sports than handball. It's kind of a bit of a bridge amongst players who do know each other in between. So the drama there, team, for those at home who are wondering where the heck did that blow up from, there didn't seem to be any big hits or anything going on there. What happened was the Aguilas had come across asking for that timeout while they're on attack. In the process of going to blow the whistle to call the timeout, the Fruitflies managed to steal the ball, and then the whistle went. So the Fruitflies are feeling a bit robbed that they felt the Aguilas had called a timeout while the Fruitflies were in possession, stopping them from getting an attack. However, not to be the case, just a case of poor coincidence of timing there. So once it was clarified that the Aguilas had indeed called the timeout before the ball got turned over, things all settled down, despite a bit of ref on coach contact, which isn't usual in a game of handball. But we have been seeing a lot of unusual things here today. If I have a look at this sheet here, I'd give you the total in 2 minutes. Usually I could tell you that straight away, but I'm going to have to do a bit of counting here. 2 minutes in total. That's looking for both teams. In fact, the Fruitflies have picked up 5, while the Aguilas have picked up 3 themselves there. So 16 minutes of this game being played with at least one player off the court. In fact, at times there have been 2 players off the court, a couple from either side. So definitely not your usual game of handball, but when it is so close, when there is so much on the line, again reminding you this is first, second, halfway through the round robin stage of the season. Both really eager to claim that spot as we go into the second half there. There is going to be a lot of hard defence, therefore leading to those 2 minutes from that pressure gets put on there and a bit of argy-bargy happening. Checking we're all good to put the time back on there. Hopefully there'll be no other controversial timeouts called throughout the time. It definitely makes us quiver here on the score bench when we see that amount of energy being focused in our direction. But we do our best. In fact, the passive warning's come up straight away, coming back. Oh, going for the Kemper, but it's ended up going to the wing instead. Coming back across to Jarvis, Palmer doing his best just to get out of the way. And somehow amongst that mess, the ball ends up in the hands of the Aguilas player with space to shoot, and Jarvis makes no mistake with that space, making sure to get the goal and put his team back up 3 ahead. So we're heading almost towards the last quarter of this game now, team. It's flowing by in an absolute blur with the action that's been going on between these two sides. 3 goals remains the difference, but there is a fantastic shot. Again, Ireland screaming out to rest, pleading for a contact again from the side, saying he's been touched. And a warning has come through there, a couple of notes being made by Torvin the ref there, keeping an eye on things. Definitely not an easy clear-cut game to be reffing. And the Aguilas are cleared to go back to full. They'll just make sure they got their strategy right before they do. In fact, here comes Hinton on into attack, which I think is for the first time this game. He has been on quite a bit, but mainly featuring in defence there. So interesting to see what he can add with his height and pivot on attack. And here comes one of those crosses from the wings. Haven't been seeing so much of that tonight there from the Aguilas. The Fruitflies have been doing well to step out early, really stop that cross from happening and shut down the ability for the Aguilas back through in the wings to sort of chop and change their positions and keep that defence guessing. Yeah, managing to get inside the 9. Palmer managing to get past Luke, has to let him go. Tries to get the round the back pass across to Houston there out on left wing. Just can't quite get it accurate enough for it to stick, and they'll reset on the 9 to go again. Palmer up, looking for that shot, gets a bit of contact in the arm. Slapping the forearm there was Cochrane, calling out to the ref saying, yep, we had that contact. Good, thank you. Let's get one more attack. Again, looking to go back out to 3 ahead. Oh, a bit of a defence there, a deflection there from the defence. Almost got a little bit awkward there for Cass, who tracked the ball nicely, only to see it come back the other way again, but he manages to react quickly enough, get his hands across, keep the ball out of his goal. Nothing worse than goals that go in off of deflection for a goalkeeper. Ireland managed to bust through. Again, some heavy contact there, and again we have time out as the refs discuss what they want to do about that heavy contact. How much from the side was it? What sort of cards we're giving? Who's had what cards already?
What was that?
And in fact, it is another 2 minutes there to Matt Houston in 23, I believe, making his way from the court. Making sure to make his way from the correct zone as well. As that brings us to 2 minutes in total there, team, as Gallagher looks to convert the first 7 metres of the Fruitflies, but Stefanos, he comes on, and you can hear the reaction from the Aguilas bench. That could be a huge moment in the game tonight, as Stefanos comes across and makes that save from 7 metres. And a chance there for the Fruitflies to bring the game to within 1, and they've been really working hard ever since that time out in that first half to regain the 3-goal lead they originally had. But Stefanos comes on speedily for the 7 metre. First time on the court he's had all night so far, and makes a huge save to keep his team 2 goals up. And again the Aguilas attacking with 5 players. Coach saying, you've got to try find your one-on-ones. And that's a good shot there from Jason Roche, managing to back down bottom corner, cut it back against the direction of travel, but Cass managing to cover it nicely. Get 1 foot there to start with, and another one to make sure it doesn't sneak through. But here's a pass out to wing, bit of space. Oh, and he feels like the lob's again. Yoshi coming out quite a long way from his goal just to close down the angle. Given the opportunity there for the lob, but unfortunately there's too much on it, not quite the right direction for it to sink back down into the goal. Josh Bird having managed to put together a couple of nice shots against Yoshi, a couple of ones that have snuck through up top this half. Yoshi's managed to get a read on that again, having let those 2 in. He's managed to keep him out. But Cass again doing an amazing job from the wings. An amazing job to cover the wing shots there tonight. Both bottom corners have all been absolutely well covered, both feet to the ball. So he looks to cover that again, and they think, well, let's go top then if he's doing so well bottoms, and he sticks their hand out and smashes the ball away to keep his team to within 2. He's really putting in a great shift tonight to back up his team, who are putting in some great work on defence, it has to be said. And here comes a kind of big step there, trying to get through. He's saying, why am I being wrapped so much in the arm while I'm trying to shoot? Yeah. The refs say, fair enough, here's another 7 metre to compensate. Stefanos, he set the bar. He's coming back on to see if he can do it all over again. Palmer is having a bit of a word to the refs, trying to say, hey, look, you know, what do you want us to do to avoid giving away these 7 metres? We feel like they keep coming. How do we make sure they don't? Whether he's got satisfactory answers to those questions remains to be seen, but here comes Gallagher. Oh, and Stefanos, he does it again! We were kind of joking when we said he set the bar, he's got to reach now, but yeah, he comes off a bit of a smile. And crash, boom, bang. He's getting big rounds of applause all around. That is we talked about the other save being a big moment in tonight's game. Well, doing it back to back, both times when the Fruitflies had the ability to put it back within 1. Now that is a huge impact to have when you've been on the court for 7 seconds. And there's Ifoni to really cement it and put it in there. A great shot from Rayner to get that goal after a bit of an uproar again from the Aguilas bench for what was perceived to be a smack in the face from Ireland to Palmer. Big match up there between Ireland and Palmer, 2 very experienced players in the backs, both with a lot to fight for. Palmer not kicking up too much of a fuss about that contact phase. He knows that happens in handballs. You look for that block, look for that contact. But here come the Fruitflies again on attack. Oh, and that's a great dummy to open up the space to break through. But Yoshi up to the challenge, makes a strong, clear save. Yeah, and the refs are just getting a little bit tired of the amount of chat that is coming back. Again, so much rain on this game, emotions do fly high. So there has been a bit more chat back to the referees than they would usually expect or like. A fantastic save there by Yosh to another absolutely cannoning arm there from Hansen, who worked so well in the first half for a couple of shots. Again, Yoshi, take a couple past him, he takes that as a starter and makes sure that there aren't too many more coming from those shooters. So here come the Aguilas back on attack. We'll flick that high shot there, team, and see what I mean. We have Ireland out there really high on defence. There comes Cochrane. Just as we say that, taking the advantage of one man being up high on defence, the space that creates to come through and hammer that ball in past Cass to give them a 4-goal lead, the Aguilas. With only 12.5 minutes left to go in the game. The Fruitflies will be really looking to score soon here. They really have to start work on this lead to stop it becoming too much of a pressure situation, to stop it getting too much on their hands to call back at the end of the game. And there's that goal we were talking about. Lockie steps up. They've been struggling there from the wings tonight, the Fruitflies. It's always a hard ask against Yoshi. Couple of great shots there from Josh Bird to get it through. But Lockie coming up after Josh himself was getting stopped a few times in a row, swapping on there into left wing and doing the job himself. So again, the Aguilas now sticking with Sam Hinton on attack rather than looking at that attack defence specialist sub here. There's Tim Rayner and right back. He drops the ball off to Jason, who makes that cross that we were seeing there last week. And then just drops back into wing, nothing much there coming from it. Or tries to get that speedy ball out to Jason there in wing. It was on, there was the space there, but just couldn't quite get enough speed and accuracy behind the pass to make it work, make it count. Yeah, Lockie managed to get up well and stop that pass getting out to the winger there. Knew there was a lot of space there behind him, knew he had to get to the ball to stop that from becoming a really great shooting opportunity. Oh, bit of space had opened up there. Bit of space had opened up there for the Aguilas with all that movement. However, the shot almost managed to sneak it into the near post of Cass. Would have been the first wing shot, especially first low wing shot they managed to get through all game. But it just manages to bounce back off the post, Cass not leaving enough room there for that to happen. Foul there against the Fruitflies. 3 goals still in the game. They'll be really glad not to have let in a goal off that last sack. They'll be very thankful for that post right now. They need another one here. The Aguilas appealing for the charge. Nothing being given. Gallagher again being a bit frustrated about the amount of verbal action that's going on out there as opposed to physical action. But Ireland's shot, which was really strong despite this contact, just coming straight back off the very middle of the post. And the margin still remains at 3 with 10 minutes left to go. Here comes Rayner. Had a lot of space outside him on the wing there, but Lockie's been working hard to close that down, so he feels like it's just not quite worth the pass. Yeah, the tries to draw the defender a little bit more that time round. Gets the ball out to Jason, and that time, no mistake there from the wing. He manages to hammer it home on the far post.
Just the timer.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to get it back to... There we are, the team, and so we do have a clock finally back up and running on your screens there. As you can see, we've got just under 10 minutes left to go in the second half. Sorry for the slight gap in commentary there on that piece of action. I didn't actually see what happened myself, so I can't give you too many insights around it right now. We just had our technical with June coming across, getting that timepiece sorted there for our screens. And here's Cochrane, they're playing very close to the 9. The Fruitflies allowing them to get quite close when they step out and make that contact. Oh, and the washing machine attack, you could call that there, from Houston out on the left wing. Spins left, spins right through the defence, gets a good shot away. But again, Cass, he's absolutely on fire from the wings tonight. Managed to keep that shot out despite the carnage going on around him. Here comes Oki popping the ball across. Hanson looks to rocket that in again. It's taken to Ireland to do the job, and he jumps up, does fire off a strong shot, but again, Yoshi's all over it and just parries it past that side post there, keeping the 4-goal margin. The Fruitflies, will be interesting to see if they stick to their process on defence. They look to do anything different. You can see here from our top angle, they are still all pretty much back on the 6, bar Luke Carter, who's come out a bit further on Palmer. Otherwise, they are hanging back. They're not wanting to push too far out, not wanting too much space. A little bit too concerned about the opportunities they're creating for the wings there that have started to slot a few in, although Cass still doing a great job there to back them up. And here we go, we see that chopping change from the Aguilas now. Palmer having come into centre. The Cochrane across into left back. The Fruitflies there are appealing for steps coming from Palmer as they try to figure out where they're playing. Palmer's now come all the way across the other side of the court and right back. Rayners seems to be in centre, although Houston's there in centre at the same time. They got almost 4 centres on the court. Why? There we go, and welcome back, guys. Hopefully you haven't missed too much there. From what I can see on the scoreboard, only a minute's managed to slip by as we dropped our coverage there. Hopefully that's the case for the stream watching from your end. Fruitflies, just as we tuned back in there, managed to pocket a much needed goal. Bring that margin back down to 4 with it being 14-8. They still know it's a huge push needed to claw back those 4 goals and in fact get a 5th to go in the lead within the next 4 minutes. But don't expect them to sit down and think, oh, this game's gone. They'll be pushing right there, and especially with Cass continuing to make saves like he has done all game from the wings with absolute confidence and style there. Number change, Angus coming on there for the Fruitflies. Hanson pops into left back instead. We've got Bird back out in left wing. All out attack here from the Fruitflies. Really good speed coming from Angus, but he's wrapped down. Oh, absolutely manhandled there by the defence. He just smiles. He knows that's handball. He just more interested in getting up and scoring a goal. Jack with a strong spin. Absolutely muscles his way through the defence there. It manages to pocket the goal as well. So that brings the Fruitflies to within 3, and that will be really getting them interested with 3.5 minutes left to go. Especially, it seems, with Palmer being sent from the court there for another 2 minutes by the referees. They'll be sensing a big opportunity here, the Fruitflies, to really cause a bit of an upset and drag this game back. What a thrilling finish to the action we have in store here for you, team. Oh, it's been an absolutely action-packed game from the get-go. We expected a lot from it, 1v2. One side undefeated, the other team only having narrowly lost by 1 goal throughout the season. And sure enough, it has delivered. We've had physicality, we've had 2 minutes flying every which ways. We've had leads changing hands. Do we have one final twist in the tail as we come down in our final 3 minutes there? Again, apologies, the clock on your screen is slightly out of sync. It's about 2.5 minutes behind. We do have 3 minutes left. I would correct that for you guys if I knew how, but I don't. But here comes the Fruitflies with a chance again to go within 2 on a fast break here. Thomas Scott, whoa, he had a lot of obstacles in front of him to try and shoot around. A lot of people blocking his sight there, trying to get in the way of that. Time you're back on. What time's Palmer back on there?
1:38.
38. The Aguilas there just checking what time they can get back to their full complement. They know with 2 goals in a row, they're bringing it back to within 2 with 2.5 minutes to go. A little bit of pressure on here. They're definitely still in the driving seat for this game. Just going to play sensibly, keep control of it. Maybe try not to throw the ball into their own teammate's face, but otherwise keep control of it, and the game will be theirs. Looking to run down the time there as much as they can. Angus come really high up there, looking to play that. In fact, you've got Thomas Scott really high up there as well. Looking to play a 4-2 defence here, the Fruitflies. We'll see if we can get that from the other angle. As Cochrane does come in behind, and they've managed to get the steal from it. Here they go, another fast break opportunity. Anson gets the ball across. Thomas Scott's up. The call's made for line. And the line has indeed been called. Whoa. Fruitflies with a huge opportunity there, massive opportunity to bring it back to within 1. And that would have really put the pressure on the Aguilas there. This 4-2 defence is working wonders there for the Fruitflies. That fast break is so fast we didn't quite have time to switch back cameras there, teams. I hope you saw a bit of it from your angle there, but we're going to stay on this angle because this defence from the Fruitflies in the last couple of minutes has been something to really watch. Here they are again staying 4-2. Again, look at that intercept. It looks like they're managing it just by trying to switch side to side. So they'll go 4-2 on whatever side the ball's on. Here comes Angus staying up high again. Hans has to come across and cover. Oh, Houston coming through, really strong spin there to try and get through on attack.
Come on. Come on, quick.
This game is going to come down to the absolute wire. 2 goals in it, minute 15 left to go. Passive's up. Palmer's coming for the shots, hold on. He wants to send the fast break, just wasn't quite on, and Cass makes a wide decision there. It's tempting with a minute to go, 2 goals needed. Just want to throw every fast break you see. Realising there's just as much chance of a turnover from that one, so he pops the jack instead to do the hard yards. He goes storming up the court, just storming straight into the Aguilas defence. He's chewing his shirt. He is very frustrated with himself after that one. The shoulder just cannoning straight into the chest of the Aguilas defence, leading to a charge in that turnover. And the Fruitflies playing extremely high, looking for that steal, and they managed to get it again. The intercept's coming thick and fast. But it looks like the foul has been called from Ben. As the ref there, and the foul indeed has been called. The Fruitflies fairly livid about it, but contact being spotted and therefore being called nonetheless. The Aguilas coach screaming at his players, please keep moving off the ball, team. Please keep moving off the ball.
Keep moving!
Hands up for passive. And they push the ball wide to try and get around this extremely high defence from the Fruitflies. It's putting all sorts of pressure on them. Hinton managed to sneak on the line. Jack almost has to take the ball out of his hands, see if that can do anything. 10 seconds left on the clock. They still need 2. You feel like it may finally be able to reach them now, but they're still looking to get nonetheless. It's like, let's throw that rocket in mid-contact. Doesn't quite get it, and those last few seconds will dribble away with the ball coming back to the 9 metre. The Fruitflies going to have one more shot at goal just for old time's sake. Sorry?
Why did you stop the time? I got told to pause it.
Who told?
It's all right.
We'll tell you when it's up. There's no time left.
So just clarifying how much time there would be left to go there, team. But there's later on, 3 seconds there, 2 goals in it, the players, it doesn't make too much difference. The Aguilas are standing there with smiles on their faces on the wall. They know this game's in theirs to call in the bag. That's something I'm trying to say. And Yoshi finishes off with a catch from the Rocket Ants in there. An absolutely graceful finish there to an absolutely action-packed game from both sides. The final score, 18-16 to the Aguilas. They'll be glad to get that lead. That gives them the chance to potentially challenge the Fruitflies there at the top of the table. The Fruitflies picking up their first loss of the season, having had a strong lead there in the first quarter, but not managing to come back after that timeout, which really managed to shift the momentum in the Aguilas' favour. Never quite managing them being pulled back. Both sides, despite the physicality on defence, the hustle and bustle, the yelling about the calls coming together, enemies on the court, friends off it, as they say. High fives, handshakes all around. In fact, even to the bench as well. We appreciate that. It's a fantastic game from the teams. Thank you for joining us here, guys. Come back in another couple of minutes. We'll have another game for you. Both Vic Uni sides taking each other on. But thanks for joining us. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers, thanks,